I don't think that's healthy, and they don't want that. So, those are the two main issues.
This is Barry. Barry wants to sell his couch. He Googles Craigslist. He scrolls down and sees 3 murder articles right next to each other. Then he goes on Facebook, the 3 for sale camping page. He scrolls down and sees it is way too cluttered to sell his couch. What will Barry do?
Howdy guys.
Howdy.
My name is Daniel Patterson. I'm Tyler McDonald. And we are the Swap. And what we are is an online web and app-based platform for college students to exchange goods and services. So this is our team. We have a very broad range of majors and skill sets, which contributed greatly to our cause. We have Daniel and I, which are both business majors. Sebastian over there, computer science. Zeri, econ major. Sarah, chemical engineer. Then Michael, also computer science. And then Luke Neese, our awesome leadership council mentor, which helped us a lot. So the story behind our product started 2 years ago. I was a sophomore here at Texas A&M, and I moved into a house with 2 roommates. And I came across the issue that a lot of college students have, where we need furniture for our home. But us being poor college students, we didn't want to go out and buy new furniture. So we looked for a platform in College Station to buy used furniture. And when we started searching, we found a lot of websites and places there were to go. But we ultimately ended up going towards a Facebook group, where we found a lot of Aggies posting things like furniture to sell to their fellow classmates. And what was amazing about this was there were thousands of users on these Facebook groups, all posting various things to sell to their fellow classmates. So we started noticing this trend, especially going along with Daniel's story. A lot of, especially college students, are, instead of shopping on traditional sites like eBay and Craigslist, they're moving over to platforms that were never intended for sales platforms like Facebook, for example. And the problem with this is, like I said, Facebook wasn't designed around sales, and there are a lot of problems that come from that. And so, taking these observations, we wanted to test if we were really right and we had the right idea going along with this. And so we took it out into the market and did a little bit of research. So we went and interviewed some potential customers, and we did this in 2 ways. The first thing we did was we went onto these Facebook groups and asked the customers directly why they were turning to this platform as opposed to more traditional methods. This gave us kind of a good insight as to why they were migrating away from more common exchange sites onto a free platform that wasn't intended for this purpose. In addition to that, we also went onto the campus of Texas A&M and just talked to college students in person. We actually lucked out and were able to talk to college students that did attend Texas A&M but attended other universities. And this gave us kind of a good overall perspective of just an average student and what they see when they think of sites like these. What this did for us was give us an overall view of what we think people like ourselves think of when they look at these sites. And it also gave us good insight as to major areas of concern these users have when going to places like this. And the big 4 areas we ended up finding among all of our interviews were that people's biggest concerns were safety, convenience, organization, and community. So, based on our observations and what we conducted in the market, we realized that we do have a solution for this problem of using online. We're going to create a customizable and more effective sales platform for college students in their campus community. So one of the main details about it is you must have your email login to make sure, so we can verify that you are part of the community, to keep it close-knit, and so you know who you're dealing with. And this helps with some of the problems such as safety issues and concerns, disorganization, inconvenience, and then it ties in the community feel of why people are using these Facebook groups.
college communities where only users at that particular college can log on and they can exchange with other users at that college. What this does is creates a sense of community among the users exchanging on that site because it's with only their classes. What we do, again, to implement this is the login process requires a valid EDU email from that university. What this does, as was evident from our customer interviews, is creates that sense of familiarity with your person that you're interacting with on this site. You can trust that it's one of your classmates, and it gives a little bit more security to it as opposed to other platforms. In addition to this, we are creating a more unified and easier to operate site. Sites out there currently are a little bit more cluttered, especially these Facebook groups, and our site's going to be a little bit more organized and offer various methods as opposed to finding products. We're going to have searchability, so people will be able to log on and search for specific products they're looking for, as well as mainstream feeds where people can just log on and browse what people in their area are currently selling. In addition to this, we're going to implement an innovative tagging system. Basically what this will do is allow people to come on, and if they can't find the product they're looking for, they can create a series of tags as to what they're looking for, and will be notified later if that product becomes available. For example, if you log on and are looking for a blue men's bike, but there's nothing on there like that, you can put in these tags, and if somebody ever posts a blue men's bike, you will be notified via email that it's become available, and you can go check it out and have to purchase it. In addition to this, we're going to create a system of user accountability. Those of you who ever heard about Craigslist know that there's zero accountability on there today. Anybody can post, it's completely anonymous, and you don't know who you're dealing with. Sites like eBay have a system of reviews and ratings you can give to people who have sold to you. And what this creates is a sense of credibility behind your user. Again, the people we interview want to know the person or know that they're at least a credible source before they go and interact with them. And these reviews will allow people to stay credible and also not be weird about it.
So how are we going to acquire these customers or users that are already using Facebook? They're already selling their items. How are we going to get them to use our platform and change over? This is obviously one of our biggest problems, but we have a couple of simple ways to overcome this. First of which is just reaching out to students. That's our target market, and we did a little research online, and there are about 3 to 4 sites just in the Bryan College Station area with about 8 to 10,000 members only, or 8 to 10,000 members on those sites. And we realize some people are probably on multiple sites, but if you think about it, that's a pretty big target market starting out. So we're going to reach out through social media and through campus organizations and like events online or events on campus and say, listen, we're creating this product for you. We're trying to make your experience better, and we're trying to tailor it towards you. So give us a try. There's no risk for you and no cost. If it doesn't work out, then it doesn't. But we think it will, and we're willing to work with you on that. And then we obviously want to keep those customers as well. So we're gonna, like I said, have customer relations. We're students. We know how we think. We know how students think. We're going to be willing to work with them extensively and give them exactly what they want at all times. And also a rewards program that, so like another thing mentioned, loyalty is a huge thing in customer relations. Customers love to feel like they're contributing to the college. So.
The big one is revenue. How are we going to be making money off of this? Well, we have 2 main revenue streams that we want to implement in our model. The first is advertising. Now, I know this sounds kind of generic, but basically, once we establish these communities of students local to these colleges, creating a sort of community online where they're exchanging and they're actively going onto this site, we can reach out to local businesses as well as organizations on these campuses who want to reach these students, whose customers are these students. And by basically offering them a platform where we have the customers that they are seeking, we can give them a great medium as opposed to reaching them in needs of advertising, whether it's weekly deals or just basic advertisements in general. In addition to that, we're going to have a premium user base, and this is like a premium service. And basically what this will allow is, the site of course is free, but there's a premium service you can upgrade to as a user on it. And this will have several features you can have access to by paying a subscription fee monthly. This will include extended post times. If you post something on our site, it stays up longer than other people's because you're a premium user. In addition to that, you have bulk functionality, which is a big thing on the Facebook groups right now. Which basically means once you post something, if other posts have lowered it on the page where it's no longer in the spotlight, since you are a premium user, you can bring it back up to the top a certain amount of times because we pay that subscription fee. And in addition to that, back to that priority notification thing we talked about, where you can go online and post certain tags that you are looking for, you can be notified earlier than the free users when something becomes available on the site because you're paying that premium rate.
So what are we going to do now to implement this, and where are we going to go in the future? So right now we're obviously targeting the Texas A&M community, and with establishing good customer experiences and a solid user base, we feel that we can be effective enough to grasp those users that are using other platforms right now and be able to establish that. But we're also looking to expand further than just Texas A&M. We talked to, like they said, we talked to other students, and there are other Facebook groups just not just in the College Station area, but in Texas and nationwide. So we are looking to expand, and it is a very scalable idea. So we're looking to implement and iterate and work with customers because ultimately the users are going to what is going to decide where we go. Thank you.
Very well. I mean, it's a great idea. I think your toughest thing is to shoot down the line. We're doing a lot of trying to get done. So I guess what do you see as your roadmap? What's your highest priority if you want to build this out? It's going to take you some time, a lot of effort to put all of the features you want in there. That's great if you want to put all the features in, but it's a lot easier said than done in this case. So kind of have that priority of things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What would that look like right now?
Well, as with any store or marketplace, the main concern is you need to have both buyers and sellers for their transactions. You can't have people coming in wanting to buy if there's nothing to sell, or vice versa. So what we want to do is start small, spread it by word of mouth, social media, tell people, hey, this isn't really finished, but you should come out, check it out, look at it. We designed this just for you guys, and tell us how it works. And from there, basically use customer feedback to build this model and eventually sort of popularize it in its beta phase to when, once we can launch it, there will be buyers and sellers and sponsors that will allow us to really get the whole marketplace going.
Basically, like utilizing the startup model, we understand that everything you just said is a very polished finished product. We understand we probably couldn't get all that going right away. But basically, right now, if you look at what people are doing currently, we could kind of start making big steps as opposed to just keeping what it's been like. Because it's been on this for, Facebook has been around for 5 years. There's a reason why people are still coming to these platforms, despite the fact that it's not designed for that. So we basically just want to take that idea, take that customer segment, and kind of discover why they're staying there. Why are they coming to these groups when there's other sites that they have clearly migrated from? Because these other sites have been around way before Facebook groups existed, but they're coming to these, and we want to find out why, and then kind of implement that towards our idea, and then kind of get people on it, see what they're really using it for, what's bringing them there, and then kind of iterate from there and develop our features based on whatever.
So real quick, I have to give you 2 bonus points for not having citizens respond. So notice they were not listening. And I was about to give you another bonus point for the Fuegos logo, but you should keep it because it's not the big point. What are your thoughts at this point? You talk to a lot of people, you've seen the things that are out there. The similar question, what do you believe we need to differentiate with one thing that makes people think I really want this and not another opportunity for marketplaces? So, as I said, we interviewed about 100-some people, both in person and online, and what we tried to do is not prompt them. We did not give them surveys. We didn't say, hey, what do you think about this? We let them talk, and those 4 points were the things that they brought up on their own, and the things that come up most constantly. And safety was definitely by far the biggest one. People were sketched out by Craigslist. They were afraid of potentially getting scammed on eBay. So everything really revolves
.edu verification system, where once we sort of got an idea of what they wanted, we said, hey, if there was a guarantee that you would only be dealing with people in your campus, would you use the system? And they said yes, it will solve a lot of the concerns we have. And I think that's our primary selling point.
We understand that implementing like an EDU system where it's just for students isn't going to completely eliminate any possibility of bad things happening, but it's doing something in an area where these other companies that have been around for years haven't really iterated or done anything in that area. It's giving a little sense of credibility where there's never been credibility before, as opposed to who you're interacting with when you do these in-person transactions.
One of the timing issues that creates an opportunity as well as a challenge when you have an isolated market of students only is just the availability of supply and demand and the market dynamic. The availability of couches is probably extremely high day after final. The demand for couches is probably extremely high the day before classes start. How do you align that when you have a focused market and you have students and you're more than a school calendar? How do you account for the mismatches in line demand when you have a target market that's so narrow? I think is one of your market challenges. Any thoughts around that?
We actually did think about this. And colleges have a very high turnover rate, quarterly or 4 terms in a semester. People coming in, people leaving. And people leave before people come in. So we actually have a trending mechanism in place where you can see what items are most popular, and that will change seasonally. So let's say a class is moving out, right, or it's the end of the semester, and there will be a high supply of furniture, used textbooks, that kind of stuff on the market, and shortly after, a few weeks, well, I don't know, I guess 2-3 weeks between terms, you'll have another wave of students coming in that will need all of those things and provide the market for those other students.
So we understand that in the way the market is kind of seasonal in an aspect where there are usually periods of time where there's way more transactions of this caliber taking place, but there are just random events, like if you look at the histories on these Facebook sites and things like that, you can see that around like move-in time, move-out time, there are a lot of transactions occurring, a lot more postings and things like that. But there's still, like year-round, there's still people posting things, and it's like things that normally wouldn't fly on these other sites. People posting clothing or such small items that normally they wouldn't work on one of these bigger items, so they're kind of going to these Facebook groups because it's more local. It might just be a student, it might be somebody who, we talked to one girl who has a page like this just with her sorority, it's just like friends she has. So it can be something that small that kind of keeps the year-round traffic going. And we realize it's not going to be as popular year-round as it is every move-in, move-out time, but it's still a service that people would want to use because they're doing all these transactions online.
Okay, we have time for one more question.